Okay, I'm going to go over just very quickly the best way that I think to learn Thai language. So let me first say that I don't know Thai language at a very high level. So if you're looking for that, you can listen to this video and know how I went about the initial steps, because I think they're really the best way to do it. And then you can further your education later, probably by watching. Well, if you want to go high level, you're gonna have to pay for lessons and take them from that Learning English with Mod or something. Mod is aunt in Thai, but this girl is has been on YouTube 8 years or so. I mean, a long time, and she speaks English pretty well, very well compared to most Thais, and she could definitely explain Thai language to you that would make sense. So the way that I did it, and I think this is the right way because, well, this was the right way for me because this is the way that I learn. What the hell is going on with this camera is the worst camera, worst phone I've ever used in my life. Why is it doing that? Why is the exposure going? What the hell is going on? Okay, I locked everything. Hopefully that works. I think I locked focus too, so I'm not going to be, can't move around. So here's what I suggest. I suggest that you, before you come to Thailand, that you learn the simple phrases. If you're coming here to live, you're going to have to know the simple phrases, right? Like, you should know colors probably. You should know numbers 1 to 10. 1 to 20 would be nice. You should know 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. You should know the word for 1,000. You should know how to say 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 25,000, stuff like that, right? Things that you may need. If you're purchasing something that's 11,000 baht, you're going to have to know how to say it, right? Or if you want to bargain on the price, right? It really helps to know the numbers. Do you need to know local dialect? Like in Isan, they say Sao baht for 20 baht. Maybe. It depends. Are you going to live in Isan, or maybe you're just going to go up there to visit once or twice? You may not need to know. Isan dialect is quite different. You're going to, if you're going to go to the Northeast, you're going to have to know the tones. There are 5 tones in Thai. There's like rising tone, falling tone, straight across tone, high tone, low tone. And in Isan, they matter. The tones matter a lot. Here in Krabi, they don't matter at all. They never matter. I don't know. In the South, they've lost the tone. They've just done away with it. So that's good for us because now we can speak Thai and we can listen and hear Thai for the most part without tones. Some people still speak with them because they came from Bangkok or they came from Isan and they try to speak with the tones, I think, is proper Thai, because in Bangkok they also use them to a lesser degree than Isan, but they do use them. But they can understand you whenever you speak and you don't use tones because you don't remember what they are. It's very difficult to remember this word has this tone. It's hard enough to learn the words, right? Then you have to learn, like, if you don't say it exactly right in Isan, they don't understand you. It's very difficult unless you live there and you learn Thai up there. So that's one thing. Depending where you live, you may not need to know tones all that much. Chiang Mai, I don't know. I don't know whether they use them that much. I would guess it's less than Isan, but probably more than Bangkok, and way more than here. So I think it's in the South in general, because in Phuket, well, a lot of girls are from Isan, right? So they use the tones, and they don't understand you. But from Krabi, Trong, Satun, Nakhon Si Thammarat, Patalung, and places like that, I think they don't use tones really at all. So that will help you decide what to do, whether you learn the tones or you don't. You should learn them, because because you may hear them every now and then, and it will help you decipher a word. But like for instance, when my wife came from Isan down to like Sisaket, way Isan, down to Krabi, and we went to a restaurant, and I said, can you order me this? And she listened to the waitress, and she just looked at her like, what planet are you from? Like, they could not communicate. It was very difficult when my wife first arrived. Now my wife has acclimated to it, and we're fine. But it's quite different. Now the way that I went about it was this. I learned the easy words. I learned salt. I learned sugar. I learned sour. I learned bitter. I learned parts of the body. I learned colors. I learned numbers. I learned months. I never learned months. I learned how to say days of the week. I learned how to say next week, this week, last week, stuff like that. Last month, this month. Things that relate to months and days and things like that. But I never learned the months. They just seem like, it's something I have to do. I'm going to do. But it's very difficult. I don't know why. I think because each month has like 3 words. And I didn't really get it. You should learn time. Now, you should know that time is told different ways in Thailand. Here in the South, they tend to say like Song Tum means like 8 p.m. So you look at the clock, and if the clock says 2 o'clock, you look at the small hand, and then Song Tum would be 2 o'clock, but fast forwarded to the nighttime, which would be like 8 o'clock p.m. You should know that because many places use that. Or you could just go like this, like I did, like stupidly, but everybody understood. Somebody told me I should do this. You have a watch, and you point to the watch, and you say like Sipsong Naliga, and that means 12 o'clock noon, right? Sipsong, 10 plus 2 is 12, or Sipsi Naliga, so that means 2 p.m. You don't have to worry about how exactly to say the morning time, Don Chow, versus the afternoon time. It's just a real easy way to say it. You could say, Isipet Naliga, and go like this, like you're pointing to your watch. And they'll understand that's 2100, that's 9 p.m. But then you kind of have to know military time, right? 2100. Anyway, you should know that. You should know the simple things like house. You should know about transportation, like motorbike, songtao, tuk-tuk, bus, train, plane, airport, store, gas station, snack. You should know foods in Thai, like what foods you can eat. You should know like eggs, rice, noodles. I'm trying to go through this just top of mind, right? Beef, like you should know beef, chicken, pork. You should know, but just the basics, right? Before you come over, those are easy. I have note cards, I do usually. And I can see, I didn't even do this one. I didn't finish it. But like on one side of the note card, I write what it is in English, right? On the other side, I put how to pronounce it in Thai. So like person is kon. So I write K-O-N, like phonetically how to pronounce it. So, and then I had, initially when I came over here and I decided, I better learn some Thai because I feel like I don't know anything. I mean, you're driving down the street and then you're trying to find something. Somebody say, "Can I help you?" So you think they speak English, but they don't. They only speak Thai, but they can say, "Can I help you?" So you start talking to them in English. They don't understand a word in Isan, right? So you need to be able to say, "I want to go to the gas station," or so you can point to your gas meter right on the motorbike or whatever. But you need to be able to say some things. Where is the airport? And you have to know how Thais put the words in order. The question goes at the end. Like Sanuk Mai, Sanuk, like are you happy? Mai means no, but it means like are you happy? Yes. You know, are you happy? Like the French do it, right? Like you happy? No, the same thing. Maybe they got it from France. Who knows? So anyway, when I was here, I made a stack of note cards about like this. That was about 1,500. I used the thick paper. It's almost, I don't know what they call it, card stock maybe, something like that, like thicker paper. It's gonna last because you're gonna blow through those, right? You're gonna be looking at them all the time to try to figure out what, to try to learn these things. But I had 1,500 of those, and then I figured I knew about 500 other words, so I knew about 2,000 words by the time I had finished studying those, right? So that was pretty good. And I was also doing lessons. This was in Isan, and I got an Isan girl to do it, and so her pronunciation was Isan dialect, but I told her speak Bangkok Thai, you know. I tried to tell her that. So what I got was pretty good, and I paid her maybe I paid her 150 baht an hour or something. She was so happy with that. She never thought she was going to be teaching anybody English. She was a college student. She had almost graduated, and still going to school. But her parents owned a bakery or something, and I just thought, can you teach me? Like, I will pay you every day to come and meet with me in the parks, and nobody thinks we're dating or something. And then we do like these note cards, and I write down phonetically what you say, and maybe I can learn Thai like that. So she was cool with it, and I only paid her 150 baht an hour, but hell, at her bakery, that's probably her parents probably paid that in one day. So I got her for 1 hour, sometimes 2 hours, sometimes we went over, and so she made decent money, and I learned Thai way quicker than I would have by myself, just doing note cards or just listening to what people say and trying to figure out what it is. It's quite difficult to learn Thai at a higher level beyond those first 2,000 words or whatever. And 2,000 words is not that much. So if you're living here and you're studying, you'll hear these words every now and then, and you'll be like, oh, at least I know that word, in a conversation. And even now, I've probably forgot 500 of those words by now, but I've learned different words. So when I'm listening to a conversation, I could tell what people are talking about sometimes. Sometimes I just hear a slew of words that just blah, 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 blah. I just whatever. I don't really care, to be honest. I haven't cared until now. Today I figure I'm looking at jobs, I'm like, I want to just do what I do, which is internet marketing, which is making my own websites, writing for the websites, getting them ranked in Google, making money online. It's mostly passive income at that point. I've done that for like 22, 23 years. I just want to do that, but now it's getting so difficult. And now I think I just need an income. I just need a check to come in every month to add to what we have. And then that way we'll be good. I don't really want to teach English. To me, teaching English, you're there for 8 or 9 hours a day. You're filling a role, but the role is flawed. The kids aren't really learning English. Not very much. They're not going to learn English the 1 hour they have with you today. It's difficult because they speak Thai the rest of the day. Go home, speak Thai, go home, watch Thai movie, go home, watch Thai cartoons, go home, listen to Thai music. They're not really going to learn English that well. So it's depressing, It's teaching is a disappointment here because I don't feel like I'm doing enough. I know how to teach kids English, but I know what they have to do when they're outside of class and they're not doing it. And I've told parents over and over and over, they're not doing it. Many parents, they want to give the facade like, oh, my kid's in the English program. That's great. That's not enough, Anyway, so that's a different topic. So what I would do is I would make note cards. I'm in the process of making more now. I'm going to learn about So my background is internet marketing. I worked at a hotel as internet marketing manager at a hotel management firm in Hawaii. And so I want to do that here. Why shouldn't I just do that on Phuket? I'll make 3 times, 4 or 5 times what I make here as a teacher. I should probably just get back into what I know. Teaching is not really what I know, and it seems like a waste here. Better just to fall back on what I already know, but I need to know Thai at a higher level than I do, because I need to interact with Thais and tell them, add this to the website, this isn't working, there's so many things you need to communicate to people that you're working with. And as an internet marketing manager, as a marketing manager, you have to be able to communicate with people on a medium level anyway. You have to let them know what you're doing and have to know what the heck they're doing to see if everything jives, right? You have to know better Thai than I do. 2,000 words is not enough. I need to know specific words in the hotel industry. So that's why today, and maybe for the next 6 months, I haven't decided yet 100%, but I may need to knock this out and just learn Thai at a high level for the hospitality management area so I can get a better job. Jobs will be in Krabi or Phuket. I don't want to go to Samui or one of the islands. Everybody's hiring now because they think tourism is coming back. I think it is too. Even if it doesn't come back, I can do internet marketing in Bangkok if I had to go. I don't want to go. I hate Bangkok. Anyway, I will be able to get a better job. This internet marketing stuff, doing my own websites and stuff, it works to some degree. It's not working like it used to. I just needed to get a better job here in Thailand. Maybe that's guest relations, guest manager, or something like that. Then I'll really have to learn Thai at a level where you can make people happy. You can listen, understand what they're saying, understand their complaints, and give them back something that makes sense to them, that's well said, that isn't rude. People in Thailand, if you listen to other people talk, especially strangers, they say "kap" a lot as a man. You say "ka" a lot as a female. When foreigners learn Thai here, they don't tend to say it. They know they're supposed to say it. They don't say it. It's Thais understand for the most part, but they love to hear it. So if you're not saying "ka" or "kap" all the time as you speak to strangers you don't know, they don't feel like it's polite, but they'll let it slide because they know you're a foreigner. They think you don't understand the culture. But if you don't understand the culture, that's not very good, right? They think less of you because you don't understand the culture. You're supposed to say "ka." You're supposed to say "kap." Say "kapun kap," "maybe like kap." Don't just say "maybe like." Say "maybe like kap." Use it. So few people do. Even in the industry, even at hotels and things that I've heard people talk, I've heard managers talk to customers and stuff. They're not always saying it. Very, very infrequently they're saying it. Anyway, so I want to learn at a better level, at a higher degree, with more politeness, with more understanding of what they're saying, so that I can say the right thing back. It's really important in English, when people are pissed off, like at a hotel, and you're there to translate or something, you better be hearing what they're saying, because if you're not, it makes them even more upset, right? Anyway, this is what I recommend. Do what I did. Learn some before you come, learn some when you're here, make note cards, hire somebody for 150, 200 baht an hour, sit there with them, write phonetically on the note cards. Later, when you get to my level, you can, I'm going to look now at all the YouTube videos for hospitality management, working in hotel in Thailand, Thai for hotel workers and stuff like that. So that way I can do more note cards, and then I'm going to hire someone directly. I'm not going to go to an English school, to a Thai school. where you can sit in a class with other foreigners and stuff. I already know probably most of that. I'm sure I can benefit from it. But what I really want is a one-on-one with somebody who I can ask many questions about in the hotel industry. What do you say in this instance? You know, what is this called in the hotel industry in Thailand and stuff like that. I need to have like a direct, and I have to pay for that. I understand, but that's how you learn at a higher level. Interface with someone directly who knows what you need, and they can give you what you need. And then make more note cards. Take notes. Don't just listen. For me, I can't just listen and then remember next week or even tomorrow or even in an hour. I can't. I've tried. I can't. So that's why I have note cards, and I have, like I said, thousands of note cards. My initial batch I threw away probably somewhere, but I might have them in storage. I gotta look. We're gonna look at our old boxes here in a couple days. I don't think I have them because I haven't seen them for so long. Anyway, that's what I recommend. I think that if you're going to work here in any capacity with Thais, you have to know Thai at least at a moderate level, and then you have to know specifics about whatever job area that is in, so that you can speak, intelligently with them about things. Okay, all right. I'm sure that's plenty. Cheers.